when my wife's screams of agony woke me at 3 a.m. I had no idea that the rain-slicked road outside was leading us not to a hospital, but to the very gates of hell. Relentless, my wife, Zara, whom I love more than life itself, was heavily pregnant. Suddenly, she went into intense labor. Panicked, I rushed to the next room to wake my mother. My father wasn't with us. He had passed away in a car accident when I was just a child. It was just the three of us, me, my mother, and Zara, writhing in pain. We scrambled into the car. Our house is a bit far from the city. The surroundings were desolate and nothing but dark bushes and shadows on either side of the road. Zara was in the back seat, her head in my mother's lap, groaning in pain. I drove like a madman, but it felt like the road would never end. The potholes were flooded, making the car jolt violently with every mile. Suddenly, through the darkness, a hospital signboard caught my eye. I didn't remember ever seeing a hospital in this area before, but with Zara's condition, there was no time to think. The moment we drove through the hospital gates, a shiver ran down my spine. The place was eerily silent, suffocatingly still. As we stepped inside, it was pitch black. An old man appeared, holding a lantern. His gaze was fixed, unblinking. In a trembling voice, I asked, "Uncle, why is it so dark? Where are the doctors?" The old man replied in a strange, hollow tone, "The storm caused a power glitch, son. They're fixing it," double quotes. The moment we walked further in, all the lights flickered on at once, but the light was strange, pale, and sickly red. She appeared out of nowhere and rushed Zara into the operation theater. My mother and I sat in the corridor, waiting. The corridor was unnaturally long. Suddenly, a sound reached my ears, the sound of someone crying, a low, muffled sob. I looked at my mother. She stroked my head and said, "Don't worry, son. Everything will be okay." I looked around, but I couldn't see anyone. Suddenly, I saw a faint shadow flicker at the far end of the corridor. I told my mother to stay put and walked toward it, but when I got there, no one was there. Right then, the sobbing started again. This time, it felt like it was right next to my ear. I backed away in terror. After a while, a thought struck me. Usually, women scream in pain during childbirth, but why was there no sound coming from Zara inside the oat? The silence was deafening. Suddenly, a loud, sickening sound erupted. Crunch, snap, crack. It sounded like someone was chewing on hard bones with their teeth. The sound was coming from inside the yacht. My mother and I stared at each other, her face frozen in pure horror. Just then, someone whispered my name. I spun around, startled, but there was no one there. The doctors stepped out. 3 of them, their aprons were drenched in fresh, thick blood. Their faces were pale, not like humans, but something else. They walked past us quickly without saying a word. The OT door was left ajar. I peered inside and saw the floor covered in pools of fresh blood. My heart hammered against my ribs. Trembling, I stepped inside. Zara was lying on the stretcher, her body covered by a sheet. But the sheet was stained a deep, visceral red. I approached Zara with my mother by my side. "Zara, Zara." No answer. I looked around for the baby, but there was no sign of a newborn. My mother started crying. "Son, why is Zara lying like this? Where is my grandchild?" My hands were shaking. I pulled the sheet off Zara's body in one swift motion. I couldn't even scream. My jaw dropped in silent horror. My mother couldn't bear the sight and fainted on the spot. What had been done to Zara's lifeless body was not the work of any human being. What happened to Zara? Where did the newborn disappear to? To find out, keep your eyes on part 2.